Hey HubSpotters, this is Davey. For all of you newbies or for current clients, I wanted to talk to you today about sequences. This is probably one of the coolest features out there with HubSpot that I love, and I want to share it with you guys today. So sequences are found under automation. They're used for sales teams specifically. You'll get a list of your sequences here, and what you can do is you can create a sequence over here in the upper right. You can start from scratch or create something from a pre-made. So I'm going to choose something like a trade show. Hopefully those are coming back at this point. We're going to go ahead and create that sequence. You do get a preview here of what is in there. So if you don't know what to say, this gives you like a little template. Say, maybe you should say, hey, it was great meeting you at the conference. As we discussed, here's some things that we can do. Love to connect. We're going to create that sequence. Oh, we had a problem. There we go. All right. A couple of things to note about this. A sequence is a linear process. It'll go emails, task, and email again. So in this case, we have an email, we have a to-do, and we have another email. You'll notice that these are automated emails. If you upgrade, you can do automated emails, and you can do just regular email task. And the difference here is that an automated email means that within the sequence, after this is started, if this is checked here to continue without completing the task, this email will go out, meaning that it's an automated email sequence. If I wanted to use a different email in here that is non-automated, it allows me to choose a template. So I could choose another template that would get put in here. I'm going to add this, and now it will pull in that other template, but what it does is it actually sends a task to me and says, hey, we sent an email. Do you want to send this email off now to them in this sequence? And if you check yes and send it off, you can adjust it there even. So that's kind of the nice thing is, you know, if you're sending something out 5 days later and you think things will change, like you find out information, you can adjust the email last minute. In most cases, though, when you're doing a sequence, you're sending out something to get a reaction, either a reply or booking a meeting. Those are the two things that stop it. And in most cases, you're not really going to change too many of your emails. You're just going to let them roll because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the individual to respond to you. So just to remind you again, those cases are actually listed here. If you just highlight over them, it'll say if they reply to an email or if they book a meeting, meaning that these emails will go out automatically and these tasks will get created automatically until they book a meeting or until they reply to an email. So if I send this email, within the 4 days that this task is supposed to occur for this call, if they reply to this or book a meeting, this task will never show up for me. What's also really nice is I can keep things moving forward. If I know I've got some lazy sales guys that'll miss a call or they may be gone and I still want an email to go out, I can go ahead and click these continue without completing the task, and it will continue forward until it gets to the last task or to the next automated email that I want to send out. And this way you can keep emails moving forward even if your sales guys forget to make those phone calls. Just make sure that your emails don't say something like, hey, I tried calling you, if you're not actually going to call them. Because if you are going to do something like that, make sure you uncheck this box. So that way it doesn't complete and move forward to that email that says, hey, I just called you until you've actually done the call. So please be aware of that. The other thing too is this gives you just a wherewithal of how many steps there are. So that's like task or emails and how many business days it takes to complete it. You can turn off business days if you are doing more of a B2C business to consumer. So you can turn those off here. Since we're in settings here, you can also notice that you can thread. That means that the subject line all stays the same. If that's the case, sometimes that goes through better in email, but sometimes you want to try with a new subject line if it's not working. And then what's nice is HubSpot will choose times after you send the first one where they think that it'll get the highest open rate. So if you've communicated with these people before, and this is more of a follow-up, they're going to look at the open times that they've had before with that person and kind of average things out based on industry and their previous behaviors. Really cool because that means that your open rates increase. And then all of your tasks will be created at 8. You can always change the time. So if you're an early worker of the day and you want to get them out at 6 so that way they hit you before they hit it, so they don't hit you later in the day, that's great. And then this is also a really important item, unenrolling contacts from the same company. So let's say you send this to 3 people in the same company. It's the same sequence and they're all getting it and you're just looking for anybody in that company to reply. You can check this box, and when somebody does reply, the other 2 individuals will stop getting emails and tasks will stop getting created for you. But if that doesn't matter, then go ahead and leave this off, and they'll continue to send it out to them. So, okay. So let's go back to our steps real quick. Looks like everything's set up. We are ready to rock and roll. So how do we send these? So after we've saved this, we can go back here. I'm not going to save this one. I have a lot that are already created. We have the trade show conference follow-up. I can come into it, and I can manually enroll contacts. It means I can click here, click somebody that that I want to send this to, hit next, shows me the sequence when it's going to go out to them for each one of those tasks. I can even come in and edit this. So I can type in here and say, you know, hey Bill, how's the softball game? And just continue typing something in. After that's done, then I can come in and I can edit this the way that I want and put something in here. But I can do that with every email, and I can adjust each one of these. Okay. So this one says that I have missing information, which I do. It shows me flags, so I can go back in and edit those. I can even start at a different step. I can say, you know what? I've already sent them this first email. I'm going to skip to the to-do that should go out in 2 days. And I can skip down and have it move to that step. You'll see that it shows skipped here now. And now I'm meeting, this one's going to be created immediately, which is the to-do. Okay. And then when I'm done, come down to the bottom, and I can send that once it's ready. And I can kick that off to them. And then you're done. Now, that's sending it to one person. The purpose of this is to send it to multiples. So I can come into my contacts here, and I can select a grouping of them up to 50. You can send up to 500 emails a day. And then I can click enroll in sequence. By the way, this feature is in Pro and above, and some of the additional features are definitely in the enterprise version. So I can select the sequence that I want to send it to for that grouping. It'll tell me if any of these people are missing emails, which most of them are because they're dummies. And then I can continue with the 15 that I have. And again, I get that same option to personally change any of the emails or tasks. But it's going to go out in its general formation. And then it's going to tell me if I've reached my limit already for the day. And then I can enroll those 15 contacts. And then it kicks off, and they'll start going out with those emails. So that is how you enroll multiple people into a sequence. There is not a way to workflow this, so you can't just go into a workflow. But honestly, this is for salespeople to be able to come in and add to it. You can also add it from email, from within a contact. I can come into a contact, and I can click email, and you'll now have the option even from your Gmail or your Outlook to select a sequence and enroll them in that sequence there. Once they're enrolled, you'll have the option as well. It'll pop up here at the top to unenroll them. So there's two ways, again, that they unenroll. They book a meeting or they reply to you. But if you get a phone call, then you can come into the record and you can click unenroll, and it will stop it. It'll also give you details in the activity of where they're at within that sequence. So if you want to know like how far they are into it or what they're doing, you can take a look at that. You can even create a view underneath your contacts to view whether or not they're in a sequence. You'll see here that I have some that are in a sequence, and I can see that. Awesome. So this is the first story. It's a little bit long, but there's a lot of sequences. We'll go into some more strategy in the next ones. Thanks for joining with us, and we'll talk with you some more.